Hey everyone, I'm Julie Van Rosendaal from Dinner with Julie, and today I'll be your guest instructor at the Redpath Baking School's summer session. Since summer is pie season, I thought I would show you how to make a classic Alberta dessert, Saskatoon Tarts. Now you can streamline the process by starting with pre-made tart shells, or you can make your own pastry. Either way, it's really simple to make the filling. Just simmer some fresh or frozen Saskatoon berries or even blueberries with some sugar and some cornstarch before filling your pre-baked tart shells. Tarts are a little bit easier to handle than pie. They're portable if you're going on a picnic, and during the summer, I like to eat them for breakfast. So let's get started. So I started by pre-baking these pre-made frozen tart shells at 375 for about 10 minutes until they're pale golden. Now to start the filling, I'm going to use about half of my 3 cups of Saskatoons or blueberries and simmer them with about a 1/4 cup of water until they start to burst. And then I'm going to thicken them with some sugar and some cornstarch. Now for the filling, you could use granulated white sugar. I'm going to use Redpath's Demerara or golden yellow sugar. They're both kind of my go-tos. They have different, slightly different textures, and the Demerara is a bit darker, so it's got a bit more of a caramelly flavor. And it's great in Saskatoon Tarts. Either one is great in Saskatoon Tarts. Redpath is a great line of sugars. They have a fantastic website full of recipes, and they're really inspirational if you like to bake like I do. So I'm going to start by mixing about half a cup of the golden yellow sugar with 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, just to break up any lumps of cornstarch. So this is typically what I do when I'm making a custard or a pudding, anything that I'm thickening with cornstarch and sugar. I stir the sugar and cornstarch together first, and that just gets rid of any lumps. A little pinch of salt. It's important just to keep your baking from tasting flat. Okay, so these berries are going to start to break down. It's a great use of frozen berries. Saskatoons aren't quite in season yet early in the summer, but later in the summer they're going to be everywhere. So it's a great time to make Saskatoon tarts. Once your berries start to soften and break down, you can kind of help them along with your spoon. Just mash them against the bottom and the sides of the pot. And then add your sugar and cornstarch and a couple tablespoons of lemon juice. Stir that in. If you want, you can add a bit of zest to the filling as well. And then I'm going to stir and cook that until it thickens and it gets bubbly, and the liquid will go from sort of opaque to clear, and that's how you know that the cornstarch has reached its maximum thickening potential. So once it's bubbled for at least a minute, we can stir in the fresh berries. Then, how fast was that? We're going to fill our tarts. So since the filling is nice and thickened, these tarts aren't too runny. They're still juicy from those fresh berries, and they're really portable. So if you're taking them to the park for a picnic or having a few friends over, these are great. One last thing I love to do with just about everything I bake is sprinkle it with icing sugar. So Redpath has a really great powdered sugar, icing sugar, call it icing sugar in Canada. And I've got a little sieve. You just spoon some in, and it's so satisfying to dust over top, especially on the dark berries. So you want to dust them with icing sugar right before you serve them, just before you take them to the table. So if you're like me and you love to bake during the summer, there's a lot of great tips and tricks and recipes and resources on the Redpath website. And the Redpath Baking School summer session has a lot of great guest instructors sharing recipes and summer baking tips. So check it out and have a great summer baking.